The Federal Open Market Committee has raised interest rates several times since March 2022, all in the attempt to cool off record high U.S. inflation. But higher interest rates are squeezing corporate profit margins, pressuring lenders, making mortgages much more expensive, and increasing the odds of a recession. Some believe the rising rates may cause a banking crisis. Investors all hope the Fed will get inflation under control sooner rather than later. But with troubling signs in the economy, could the Fed pivot, arrive sooner than anyone expected? Although I cannot say the Fed will pivot soon, in my opinion, interest rates appear to be peaking. And now we're looking at a monthly chart that goes to about 2007, and this is the 2-year Treasury note using big charts or market watch. And perhaps in the upper left you can see the symbol is BX colon TM UB MUSD 02Y. And you can see here in the far right how low the interest rate was in the last few years, but then all of a sudden the spike headed on up to this point here. From this point, it looks like we've formed a megaphone structure, the upper trend line moving on up like that, and then the lower trend line moving down like this. Again, it seems to be widening, which means there's volatility. Now, if we go down into the MAC, you can see that the MAC, the fast line, has come above the slow line, moving on up here, the fast line in blue. So there's still a separation between the fast line and the slow line, but as you can see, it seems to be rolling over. And in fact, in the histogram, you can see the rollover, and we've been heading down several months. Going to some of the oscillators, here is a slow stochastics, and then the Williams. And both of those, you can see the topping structure here with the sawtoothing on the way down. Here also in the Williams, same thing. So there is going to be volatility with that separation of the fast and the slow line in the MAC, and there should be more volatility. And I think you felt that in the last, say, month or so. Going back up here to the chart, one last look, and you can see perhaps that the rate has stalled in this level here, forming the megaphone structure. And what happens in a megaphone structure is oftentimes the particular stock, in this case the 2-year Treasury, can either pop up or pop down. I think that it looks like it's rolling over, and we're going to head on down soon enough. So does that mean that the Fed is going to pivot? No, not necessarily, but the bond market generally is correct. And to me, it's showing that the interest rates are topping and perhaps are going to move lower in the not too distant future. And I think that's what the probability is with interest rates heading on down. That's my story. I'm going to stick with it. ChewDog out.